Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Shubham, Head of Growth for Topmate. How you doing today, Shubham?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I'm actually having a great day. Looking forward for the podcast.
Awesome, great. It's great to have you on. I was checking out the website. I'm intrigued to learn a little bit more, and I'm sure our listeners as well. So, in your own words, Shubham, can you tell us a little bit more about what Topmate is all about?
Okay, yeah. So Topmate is basically catering to the creator economy. So basically, we actually enable anyone who has some expertise, who has an aspiration to become a creator, who has an aspiration to, get out of their 9 to 5 mundane job and work by themselves, earn by themselves as at their own pace and at their own demand. So basically what Topmate does is it actually lets you monetize your expertise in terms of virtual consultations, virtual resources, virtual SKUs. So basically it lets you monetize your time via consultation calls, webinars. It lets you monetize your expertise via digital resources such as PDF, documents, recorded videos. At the same time, it lets you monetize your learnings and anything you can share with the audience out there with your followers via courses, cohorts, live webinars, and stuff like that.
Definitely important. All right, awesome to hear that from you guys. And so then, is there? I mean, I would ask, but maybe you could help me out here. Is there vertical? Is there a segment that you guys like to focus, or is it just open to anyone who wants to be a creator in a space?
Well, see, I mean, if I talk about it personally, like from a personal POV, I always define it to, I always instruct my team that we need to look out for anyone who has any expertise. It can be anything, to be honest. Like we have users from OnlyFans, we have users from Microsoft, we have users from Google, we have, let's say, a user from like today only a hospital sort of signed up on our platform. So they'll be taking all their online consultations from our platform. So basically, who has some expertise which can be monetized via virtually. So for them, for us, though they are our TG, but obviously to make it more investor friendly or VC friendly language, we stick ourselves to that we are catering to creators.
Definitely. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And so that and how would somebody usually then find out about Topmate? Is there a top client acquisition channel for you guys?
So there are two client acquisition channels. One is like inbound and out. Second one is outbound. So inbound is basically whosoever is our user. We push them to talk about Topmate from their social media handles, be it anyone like LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, anything. And we sort of give them rewards for it. So basically it brings us visibility. It exposes us to their network, be it their followers, be it their competitors. And when it comes to outbound, we try to reach out to people who are using similar platforms like ours, such as Kajabi, Gumroad, Teachables, Graphy is there in India, and then we sort of make them realize that okay, we have a certain edge in comparison to the tool they are using currently, and the differentiator always makes our case stronger. And then in most of the cases, outbound works better for us, but inbound is equally rewarding as well for us because a lot of new users they come to us and they tell us that yes, I did hear about Topmate while ago, but maybe 2 days ago I got to know that someone from my network was using it. I reached out to that person, got to know about Topmate, and then I liked the idea and I started using it.
Definitely important. All right. Awesome to hear that. And so that way, our listeners who are tuned in could go ahead and visit you, your company. You could always check them out at topmate.io. What role then does the website play for client acquisition, Shubham?
So what role does the client, the website, if I talk about website specifically? So obviously the onboarding is pretty simple. Like we have tried to make it minimal. Secondly, we try to showcase our campaigns and everything from a landing page, which makes it more suitable and enticing for anyone new. Secondly, the design which we have, the UI UX we have from like visiting the landing page, hitting the landing page to completing the whole sign up onboarding process. It's pretty simple. I mean, this is like one feedback, one good thing we keep on hearing about us is that the UI UX is pretty simple and which makes our sign up, less than 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Okay, perfect. Awesome, awesome. And on that note, is there any tools, tips, recommendations that you would give to our listeners as far as some website lead generation?
Website lead generation. So I'll always say try to put some quirky things. So I forgot to mention one thing. So we have this one quirky income generator widget on our website. So if you just go and put your own LinkedIn handle or your Instagram handle over it, so it will some of sort of give you an aspirational image, like aspirational number that here that you can earn like close to a 10,000 bucks in a year or like 50,000 bucks a year, depending upon your LinkedIn profile, depending upon your social media profile. So these are the few things which we use as lead generation. And why we use such things? Because see, I mean, if someone comes in Topmate, we don't want to bombard that person with everything related to Topmate only. Something which he or she can take away, even if he or she is not interested in the product. Something quirky, which gives them an aspirational image. Something which something which can be gamified. Something which with which they can play around. So these are the few things. So we keep on iterating them. So one we have like income generator is like a static thing over there. The other thing is like we have started putting out stories. So whenever someone interacts with our stories, so whenever someone looks at those stories, they have that aspirational aspiration coming in, kicking in from within, and then they try to interact with those. So that is the few things we have for the lead generation from the website.
Okay, perfect, awesome. Next is, I mean, well, let's switch gears a little bit, Shubham, and let's talk about you as a leader. You being the head of growth there for Topmate. What does your day look like on your key tasks? What do you like to focus on your day to day?
Uh, so generally, my day looks like, so basically, obviously, I mean, since I'm like head of growth, so growth is something which is something, in my opinion, sort of changes with the stage of the company. So right now, for us, growth is primarily focused on getting more and more users, like focusing on the acquisition lever. So my growth a day looked like, looking at the previous day's signups, analyzing the average with the last 7 days average, just to check, okay, whether we are going in the right direction or not. And then eventually, whatever changes, whatever delta I see on a day-to-day basis or a week-to-week basis, I try to correlate it with the campaigns going on, with the social media activity, with the product activity, with the product time spent by our users, and then eventually having meetings with the social media team, with the product team, the tech team, trying to understand what are the maybe a good thing happening, what are the new things we are coming up, what are the one of the already existing features which we are not looking at, and trying to correlate it with as much data possible. Because given the fact that we have like such a large pool of users right now, it's very difficult to get everything from user feedback. Then I try to sort of dedicate like an hour or two of mine after lunch, preferably, just to read about something, just to learn something new in the growth vertical, trying to go through some case studies. I went to your website. I've been to a few podcasts, videos on
Mhm.
YouTube too, and then eventually I try to end my day with at least one or two user calls, just to gauge what's the mood, what's the scenario in the user base right now. Are they happy with the features coming up? And eventually I try to end my day, with looking with sort of gauging at all the content being published, maybe via emails or via social media or Insta stories or whatever. Is it something which goes with the with the brand guidelines, the brand tone we have been using for the past 3 years? So this is like a normal day I have. Like these are the what I guess the things I do on a from a surface level. But if you dare, if you'd like dive down deeper, so it's a more haphazard, not as organized it looks. There are a lot of things which happen, which pops up at the last moment, then we try to fix them. But this is what it looks like if I say like from a very holistically.
Definitely. I mean, it sounds like you have a full plate there on your hands. So kudos for you to be able to manage a lot, everything out there for you. And well, let's then jump into our next section here, Shubham, which is our rapid fire question rounds. Are you ready for them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. First off, what is the last book that you read?
The last book I read was Tribe by Seth Godin's.
Okay. All right. Great read there for our listeners. Next up is what is one single thing your company's focused on at the moment the most?
Giving users the delight they want.
Definitely important. All right. Next is if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Automating my whole day schedule as as efficiently as it could.
Definitely important. I think I would agree with you on that. Next is there would be is there's one repetitive task that you could automate, what would that be?
Maybe something related to emails, I guess.
Always important, right? I think everybody struggles with that in today's world. There's a lot, so definitely would agree. And well, lastly, Shubham, I mean, you have a lot of experience already in the marketing world, but what is that one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
Read as much as you can. Interact, yeah. Read and learn from what other people have done so far.
Definitely give some great advice there for our listeners. And well, Shubham, we are coming to the end of our show today, but I do want to give you the last word. If someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is that one thing they should remember about your company?
I mean, if you are looking to earn a side income, then Topmate is the place for you.
There you guys heard it from Shubham. Thank you so much for being on. You could always visit them at topmate.io. Share and monetize your expertise. Thank you so much, Shubham, for being on. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to our next episode at Pathmonk Presents. Thank you, Shubham.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye bye.